You're sitting on the floor right now. Your rabbit is next to you. Maybe they're stretched out. Maybe they're grooming themselves quietly. And in this moment, everything feels perfect. You love them so much it almost hurts. You do anything to keep them safe, to keep them happy, to give them the best life possible. But here's something that's hard to hear. Something that most rabbit owners don't realize until it's too late. The world of rabbit care has changed. Not a little, a lot. And some of the things we were told to do, things we believed were right, things we did out of pure love, those things might be quietly hurting the rabbits we're trying so hard to protect. This isn't about blame. This isn't about guilt. This is about the fact that we know more now than we did 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and our rabbits deserve for us to catch up. So before we step into 2026, there are some big changes happening in rabbit care. Changes that could add years to your rabbit's life. Changes that could turn a quiet, withdrawn bunny into one who binkies across the room. Let's talk about them, not as a lecture, but as one rabbit lover to another. Because the rabbits we care for can't speak for themselves, so we have to listen harder. For years, people believed that rabbits could live happily in cages, small cages, with maybe an hour or two of playtime if they were lucky. And we didn't question it, because that's what we saw. That's what we were told. That's what the pet store said was fine. But here's what most people don't notice. A rabbit spending 22 hours a day in a cage isn't resting. They're shutting down. Their muscles weaken. Their mind dulls. They stop binkying because there's no space to binky. They stop exploring because there's nothing to explore. And slowly, quietly, they stop being themselves. The new understanding is this: rabbits need space, not as a luxury, as a necessity. At minimum, 12 square feet of permanent living space. But the happiest rabbits, the ones who glow with energy, they have even more. They have entire rooms or large exercise pens that never get closed. They have freedom to move whenever they want, day or night. I once heard about a rabbit named Clover. She lived in a standard cage for 3 years. Her owner loved her deeply, fed her well, gave her toys, but Clover barely moved. She just sat. Then one day, her owner learned about free roaming. She bunny-proofed the living room. She opened the cage door and never closed it again. Within 2 weeks, Clover was a different rabbit. She was zooming, she was binkying. She was alive in a way her owner had never seen before. That's what space does. It doesn't just give them room to move. It gives them back their soul. Let's talk about food, because this is where so many of us got it wrong without ever knowing. For decades, the advice was simple. Give your rabbit pellets, lots of pellets. Fill the bowl. Let them eat as much as they want. And hey, sure, offer some hay on the side, but pellets were seen as the main meal. The complete nutrition, the easy solution. And it made sense, didn't it? Pellets are convenient. They're measured. They feel like we're doing the right thing, but here's what we've learned. Pellets were never meant to be the foundation of a rabbit's diet. Hay was. Unlimited, endless, never running out hay. Because a rabbit's entire digestive system is built for constant fiber. Their gut never stops moving. It can't stop moving. And when they fill up on pellets instead of hay, everything starts to go wrong. Their teeth don't wear down properly because pellets are soft. Their gut slows down because there's not enough roughage. They gain weight. They develop painful dental problems. They end up at the emergency vet with GI stasis, a condition that can kill them in less than 24 hours. All because we thought pellets were the answer. The new recommendation is clear. Hay should make up 80 to 90% of what your rabbit eats. Timothy hay, orchard grass, meadow hay, fresh and available at all times. Pellets, a small measured amount. Maybe a 1/4 cup per day for an average-sized rabbit, that's it. And fresh greens daily, romaine lettuce, cilantro, parsley, basil. This is how rabbits were meant to eat. And when they do, their bodies work the way nature designed. Their teeth stay healthy. Their gut stays moving. They live longer. This next one is hard. Because it challenges something many of us were taught to believe was loving. We were told that rabbits are fine living alone, that they're independent, that as long as they have us, they don't need another rabbit, and we believed it. Because we loved our rabbits so much, we thought our love was enough. But here's what most people don't see. In the wild, rabbits are never alone. Never. They live in large family groups. They groom each other. They sleep side by side. They communicate in ways we can't even begin to understand. And when we keep them alone, even with all our love, we're asking them to live in a way that goes against every instinct they have. A solitary rabbit is constantly alert, always watching for danger, never fully relaxed. Because in their mind, if they're alone, they're vulnerable. Studies are now showing something heartbreaking. Rabbits who live alone have significantly higher rates of depression-like symptoms. They're more anxious, more withdrawn. Less playful, not because they don't love us, but because we can't be what another rabbit can be. The change happening now is this. More and more rabbit experts are recommending bonded pairs. Spayed and neutered rabbits who are carefully introduced and bonded. It takes time, it takes patience. But when it works, the transformation is stunning. I know someone whose rabbit, Jasper, lived alone for 2 years. He was loved, he was cared for, but he was quiet, almost sad. Then his owner adopted a female rabbit named Poppy. The bonding process took weeks. But the day they finally accepted each other, everything changed. Jasper started grooming Poppy. Poppy started grooming Jasper. They ate together. They slept pressed against each other. And Jasper started binkying again. After 2 years of silence, he had joy again because he finally had what he'd been missing. A friend who spoke his language. Let's talk about something we see all the time. Rabbits living on wire cage floors or on hard, slippery surfaces. For years, this was considered normal, even recommended. Wire floors were supposed to keep cages cleaner. Tile floors were easier to maintain. And no one really thought about what it was doing to the rabbit's body. But here's what we know now. Wire floors are painful. They cause a condition called sore hocks, where the bottom of a rabbit's feet become inflamed, infected, and unbearably sore. Rabbits don't have pads on their feet like dogs or cats. They have fur. And when that fur is constantly pressed against wire or hard surfaces, it breaks down. The skin underneath gets damaged. And once sore hocks develop, they're incredibly difficult to treat. Slippery floors are just as harmful in a different way. Rabbits can't grip on tile or laminate. Their legs slide. They can't binky or run properly because they're constantly losing their footing. Over time, this causes joint stress, muscle strain, and fear of movement. The new standard is soft, textured flooring. Blankets, rugs, foam mats, anything that gives them cushion and grip. This isn't about spoiling them. This is about preventing pain. And when rabbits are given proper flooring, they move differently. They run with confidence. They binky higher. They rest more comfortably. Their entire body language changes. Here's something most rabbit owners have done at least once. You pick up your rabbit to hold them. Maybe to cuddle, maybe to check on them, maybe just because you love them and want them close. And it feels like love. It feels like bonding. But here's what's happening inside your rabbit's mind. They're terrified, not of you, but of being lifted off the ground. To a prey animal, being picked up feels exactly like being caught by a predator. Their feet leave the ground. They lose all control. And every instinct they have is screaming danger. For years, we didn't think about this. We thought rabbits would get used to it, that they'd learn we weren't a threat. But the truth is, most rabbits never stop being afraid of being picked up. They just stop fighting, they freeze. And we mistake that freeze for calm, but it's not calm, it's fear so deep they've shut down. The shift happening now is toward floor-level bonding, getting down on the ground, letting them come to you, building trust through choice, not force. When you sit on the floor and wait, something beautiful happens. The rabbit approaches you, on their terms, in their time. And that moment when they choose to sniff your hand or rest beside you or groom your fingers, that's real trust. That's real love. Picking them up should only happen when medically necessary, for nail trims, for vet visits, for true emergencies. And even then, it should be done carefully, with support, with as little stress as possible. Because the bond we're trying to build isn't about holding them. It's about letting them feel safe enough to stay. This one is quiet but so important. For a long time, people thought rabbits were low-maintenance pets, that they didn't really need vet care unless something was obviously wrong. No annual checkups, no preventive care, just wait and see. And by the time we realized something was wrong, it was often too late. But here's what we're learning. Rabbits hide illness incredibly well. By the time they show symptoms, they're often already critically sick. A rabbit who's eating a little less might have dental disease that's been building for months. A rabbit who's sitting differently might be in severe pain from arthritis or an internal issue. They don't cry out. They don't whimper. They just get quieter. And we miss it. The change now is that rabbit-savvy vets are recommending annual wellness exams, just like we do for dogs and cats. A vet who specializes in rabbits can catch things we'd never notice. Dental overgrowth before it becomes painful, early signs of heart disease, weight changes that indicate metabolic issues. And catching these things early can add years to your rabbit's life. It can mean the difference between a minor adjustment and an emergency surgery. Finding a rabbit-savvy vet isn't always easy, but it's one of the most important things you can do. Because loving them isn't enough if we can't help them when they're suffering in silence. Let's talk about routine. This might seem small compared to diet and space and vet care. But to a rabbit, routine is everything. Rabbits are prey animals, which means their survival depends on knowing what's safe and what's dangerous. And the way they figure that out is through predictability. When things happen at the same time every day, they relax. When feeding happens at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m., they know what to expect. When you sit with them at the same time each evening, they start waiting for you. But when everything is chaotic, when feeding times are random, when their space gets cleaned at different times, when people come and go unpredictably, they can't relax. Ever. They're constantly on alert, constantly stressed because they never know what's coming next. We used to think this didn't matter much, that rabbits were adaptable. But what we're seeing now is that chronic stress from unpredictability leads to serious health problems, digestive issues, weakened immune systems, behavioral problems, even shortened lifespans. The fix is simple but powerful. Create a schedule. Feed at the same times, clean at the same times. Spend time with them at the same times, and watch what happens. Within days, you'll notice them waiting for you, approaching you more confidently, flopping more often, because they finally feel safe. They finally know what's coming. And that knowledge, that predictability, is one of the greatest gifts you can give a prey animal. Here's something that breaks my heart every time I see it. A rabbit who stopped playing, stopped binkying, stopped showing joy. And the owner doesn't realize anything is wrong because the rabbit is still eating, still drinking, still technically functioning. But functioning isn't thriving. For years, we focused only on physical health. Is the rabbit eating? Are they moving? Are they pooping normally? And if the answer was yes, we thought everything was fine, but we've started to understand something crucial. Rabbits have emotional needs just as real as their physical ones. They need mental stimulation. They need novelty. They need things to do, problems to solve, textures to explore. When they don't get this, they slip into what looks exactly like depression. They sit in one spot for hours. They stop interacting. They lose that spark in their eyes. And we miss it because we don't know we're supposed to be looking for it. The shift now is toward enrichment. Not just toys, real, meaningful enrichment. Foraging games where they have to search for food. Cardboard castles they can destroy. Tunnels that create new pathways. Digging boxes filled with safe materials. Rotating these things weekly so nothing gets boring. When rabbits have enrichment, they come alive. They problem solve. They explore. They play. And that joy, that engagement, is just as important as the food in their bowl. Because a rabbit who's just surviving isn't really living. One more thing, and this might be the most important shift of all. For so long, we approached rabbit care like it was fixed. Like there was one right way to do things, and once we learned it, we were done. But the truth is, rabbit care is evolving. Research is happening. Vets are learning more. Behaviorists are discovering new things about how rabbits think and feel. And what that means is this. The way we cared for rabbits 5 years ago isn't the same as today. And the way we care for them today won't be the same as 5 years from now. And that's okay. That's not failure. That's growth. The rabbits who are with us right now, in this moment, they need us to stay curious, to keep learning, to be willing to change when we discover we could be doing better. Not because we were bad owners before, but because we love them enough to keep evolving. So here we are. Back on the floor with your rabbit. Maybe they're still stretched out beside you. Maybe they've hopped closer. Maybe they're grooming your hand right now and your heart is so full it could burst. You love them, I know you do. And everything you've done up until now, you did out of that love. But love isn't static. Love is learning. Love is adapting. Love is saying, now that I know better, I'll do better. And your rabbit, this beautiful, gentle soul who trusts you completely, who depends on you for everything. They deserve that love, the kind that keeps growing, the kind that never stops trying. If this video helped you see something new, something you can change today to make your rabbit's life better, please hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel so we can keep learning together. And share this with someone you know who loves rabbits, because every rabbit deserves an owner who's willing to grow. And every owner deserves to know they're not alone in this. We're all learning. We're all doing our best. And together, we're giving these incredible animals the lives they deserve. Thank you for being here. Thank you for caring. And thank you for loving your rabbit enough to keep listening.